Jonathan Turley blasts DOJ for using deepfake possibility as reason for not releasing Dementia Joe's interview audio. We all know that the DOJ is protecting Joe Biden. It is so damning that the DOJ do not want to release it, and they making up this thing saying, well, we don't want to release it because it might be deepfake. Are you kidding me? If y'all have the original, even if it's deepfake, who cares? Y'all have the original. Y'all can release the transcripts as well so people can hear it for themselves. But the thing is, you do not want them to hear it. That's why you're coming up with this deepfake excuse. Everyone knows it. I mean, this is not an excuse. But Jonathan Turley, the great Jonathan Turley, who has the great constitutional mind, he talks about it and gives his take on it. We're going to share that clip in a minute. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I'll talk about things that I can't talk about here. All right, so let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from the Daily Caller News Foundation, and they report that George Washington University law professor Jonathan Turley criticized the Department of Justice Monday for claiming that the possibility of a deepfake as a result of artificial intelligence warranted blocking the release of audio of an interview with President Joe Biden. This is the first time the government have ever argued the release of something that should be, everyone should be able to see or hear, I should say. This is the first time the government used deepfake as an excuse for not releasing something. This is crazy that they even have the audacity to say that. But the DOJ raised the possibility of the manipulative use of AI in a Friday court filing seeking to block release of the interview Biden had with the Office of Special Counsel Robert Hur, according to Politico. Turley said that the Justice Department's illogical argument made no sense, saying that the release of the tape would make it more difficult to produce deepfakes of the conversation. Exactly. That's my point. It makes absolutely no sense. So let me grab my headphones and we'll play this clip here. See what Jonathan Turley has to say. Here we go.
Washington University law professor and a Fox News contributor. So here's what the DOJ said in their court filing. To be sure, other raw material to create a deepfake of President Biden's voice is already available, but release of the audio recording presents unique risks. If it were public knowledge that the audio recording has been released, it becomes easier for malicious actors to pass off an altered file as the true recording. Professor, I've heard of some creative reasoning for keeping things from going public. Well, that about takes the cake.
Right?
It really does. I mean, part of the reason why that's so remarkable is that it is so illogical. It is neither legally nor practically sensible to make that argument. The fact is that if you release the audio tape, it's going to make it easier to refute any deep fake version. I mean, right now, AI could produce.
Anyone knows with common sense that is the fact. If you have the original release, we can hear the original releases. What are they even talking about here?
That because you have the transcript. And part of the problem for the Department of Justice is that their position has never made any sense. You release the transcript as unprivileged, but you're claiming the audio version is privileged, as if this is sort of a Voldemortian, he who shall not be heard type of candidate. The impression is that they're not worried about a false version of the audio tape. They're worried about the real audio tape being heard before the election. It's a That's
exactly it. They don't want you to hear him. See, you know that he has dementia. It will be on a shadow of a doubt that this man have dementia if they release this audio. That's why they're not releasing it. They're trying to protect Joe Biden. That's exactly why they are not releasing this audio.
Apparent effort to get the court to hold the audio tape, or at least to keep it in litigation until the people have voted.
And to your point, in your piece, on your blog, I should say, you said, consider the implications of the argument for a second. It would mean that any visual or audio recording of the president could be withheld due to the danger of digital or other manipulation. It would eviscerate any existing limits on privilege assertions.
Right.
I want to move on to the Trump latest, because here we are, the Monday fresh off the Trump trial and the guilty verdict for the former president. And you have a piece on the headline in Buzzkill: the Trump conviction presents a target-rich environment for appeal. And you are noting the same thing that Speaker McCarthy just did.
This is a separate subject. So let's go back to the article here. Give me 1 second. Let me go back to the article here. All right. In the filing, the Justice Department also admitted to making alterations to the transcript, according to Judicial Watch, a public interest law firm seeking release of the audio from Biden's interview. And Judicial Watch is doing great work as well. I love Judicial Watch and what they do to try to hold government accountable. But the Biden administration invoked executive privilege to block the audio on May 6th. And that's the point. And the point that Turley make is the exact point that I want to make here, is that they already released the transcripts. So why wouldn't you release the audio? If someone take the audio and create a deepfake, which they already can, you have the transcripts released already. You could compare it and see if he actually said those things and if this is the real video or not. I mean, it'd be easy to prove. So it has nothing to do with deepfake. It has to do with protecting Biden, because if we hear that audio, we will hear how terrible this man's mind really is. But the White House made alterations 148 times to address what is claimed were, quote, errors Biden made while speaking, according to a review of White House transcripts by the Daily Caller. The transcripts of Hur's 2-day interview with Biden revealed the president struggled to remember the day his son Beau died. I mean, you would think that would be something you would never forget, right? When former President Donald Trump was elected, and also thought the year was 2017. This man thought the year was 2017, and we think this man can run an entire country. Hur declined to charge Biden, which is just ridiculous on the face of it, describing the president as, quote, a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with poor memory. But again, it's okay for him to run an entire country. Biden's age and mental fitness have become issues in recent months. Biden claimed on February 8th to have spoken with former German Chancellor Helmut Kohl about the January 6, 2021 riot at the Capitol, even though Kohl died in 2017. Again, he thinks it's 2017. 3 days after he claimed to have spoken with former French President Francois Mitterrand, who passed away in 1996. The House Oversight Committee marked up a resolution to hold Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress on May 16th after Garland refused to turn over recordings of Hur's interview with Biden regarding Biden's retention of classified material during his time as a senator and vice president. I mean, this is just crazy on the face of it. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.